Pies, and I am with Allison and Matt Robicelli, and today we're talking about cupcakes. Cupcakes! So you guys have a new book, Robicelli is a love story with cupcakes. And what are the biggest mistakes that you see people make with cupcakes? As you were making cupcakes, as you're researching the book, what do you see as the biggest issues for people?
Too much sugar. Way too much sugar. A lot of people just use that really horrible icing where they're just putting just tons and tons. You know what the problem is that people are going for what it looks like rather than what it tastes like. And that is, it's great that it looks like a puppy. It's great that it has a flower on it. Great that it looks like your grandpa, but does it taste good? When we're talking about pastry, we have to start talking about what things taste like and our ingredients and making things good first.
So beyond having less sugar, have there been certain secret ingredients, things that make a cupcake fluffier, taste better?
Air in the buttercream.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's a big thing. A lot of people, when something's like really way too thick, and
a lot of people don't whip their buttercream enough before they start frosting.
So the secret is free.
It's free. It's air, and just air. You beat it until it's nice and fluffy. Taste as you go. That's another big thing that people make the mistake of. They just think that baking is magic. Right. Because we tell people like, oh, baking's a science, and you follow this recipe and everything will come out perfect. You have to taste as you go. You have to stay on top of your recipe. Baking is as interactive as cooking on the line is.
Right. And then you guys also use a lot of different ingredients. You have a lot of interesting flavors. What are some flavors that you think really lend well to cupcakes that might be surprising?
I don't think we've ever saw a flavor that we were like, well, we can't cook with this. Not liver. Definitely not liver. Not Brussels sprouts.
No fish.
Because it's not about just taking crazy things and putting them in cupcakes. It's about finding good ingredients
and getting that flavor compound and structure to make it taste good.
I mean, you could do that with anything. So if you could get like a fine piece of cheese, I said, oh, hey, well, here's a cupcake. People will try the cupcake before they'll go and try a cheese platter.
Right. And what are some of the most successful flavors that you've had that have been sort of interesting and different?
Well, there's chicken and waffles. So that's been a phenomenon.
Bananas Foster. Our Tres Leches is probably our most popular.
That was one of the first ones I think we ever did. Anything with bourbon and bacon.
Well, yeah, we have the chocolate bourbon bacon.
We have an issue of adding too much bourbon to things.
And so we're going to make a cupcake today. What cupcake are we making?
We're going to make the Bananas Foster's cupcake.
All right.
Bananas Foster's is super easy. It's one of our less complicated cupcakes. Anybody can make this at home.
Wonderful. Will you show us the steps?
Yep.
Sure. Well, the first step for our Bananas Foster's cupcake is to actually peel some bananas. So we're going to peel 4 bananas and put it in the mixer. I don't like to use overly ripe bananas for this, and I don't like to use underripe bananas. So just when they turn yellow is probably the best way to get them going. So after our 4th banana finally rustled in there, we're going to start the mixer on low. As they're beaten in there, we're going to add our sugar, which is 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar, and just let that kind of macerate for a little bit. Once it's pretty much all well incorporated, what I'm going to do after that is slow down the mixer and slowly pour in 1.25 cups of vegetable oil. Now the vegetable oil will kind of keep the cake moist. We're going to let that come to a point where it's almost totally incorporated, but not quite. And at that point, we're going to add our cinnamon and nutmeg to our flour and our baking soda and baking powder to our flour. And then we're just going to slow the mixer down and dump that in as well. And just do that to the point where it's almost incorporated. Then we're going to add our 4 beaten eggs. And just when it's about all to come together, I like to stop the mixer, pull it down, take the paddle off, and then finish the rest by hand, just so I don't overdevelop the gluten in the flour. At this point, it's ready to get scooped into pans. We're going to line our cupcake tin, and then what we're going to do is just scoop into our molds, about 2/3 full, and that's it. Then we put it in a 350-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes or until it's done. So now it's been like 15 minutes and we're gonna check the cupcakes. They spring back and they're done. So we're just gonna put them on the table to cool. In the meantime, we can start making our buttercream, which we make a French buttercream. For the Bananas Foster, we add a rum caramel into it. To make a rum caramel, what we do is we take some sugar, water, and some lemon juice, and we boil that till it comes to a nice amber color. Then we add butter and cream to it, and then just a little bit of rum. So we're gonna start the mixer on low again with our French buttercream inside. For about 12 cupcakes, I'm gonna add probably about 3 tablespoons of rum caramel. And then we're going to turn it up to incorporate. The final stage is actually piping the cupcakes, finishing it up with a little bit more rum caramel. Thanks for watching. This is our Bananas Foster's Cupcake.